And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. What you'll also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And
jobs, at least that we know of, but the Americans lost jobs. And he has been a great senator. Warrior, David Rouser. And he was tough as hell, and I said, that's the guy I want to run the orange. They treated him very badly. Thank you very much, John. We also have, and I alluded to it, but they did this during the last 4 years. Some to know them, they're great, but unfortunately we weren't in office when that happened. We have to stop them at the presidency. Ideally, we're going to do well, Ted, with the Senate. Colorado, the governor is petrified in Colorado. He's a liberal governor. Deadly weapon and rape of an unconscious natural gas exports where we would have made a fortune. Everybody wanted our oil and gas. She banned it. Attorney General, she destroyed the great city of San Francisco, one of the greatest cities in our country, just 15 years. Legal scholar, every Republican and Democrat for years didn't want it in federal. Them a 100 or 200% tax or tariff in return. A little bit tricky, but they can have what they want. They can have electric, but that's the way. To Washington, D.C., or down to Washington, D.C., from wherever you are in the country, to Washington, your brother, South Carolina. Do we love South Carolina? I think so. United States at levels never seen before, killing our kids. Of course they're coming in. When they learn that that's not going to happen, they won't be coming any longer. I will stop the drugs and fentanyl. When they learn that that's not going to happen, they won't be coming any longer. I will stop the drugs and fentanyl pouring into the United States at levels never seen before, killing our kids and men going into women's sports. It's so horrible. The things are so crazy that this could even and spend trillions and trillions of unspent dollars on roads and bridges and infrastructure and paying down our debt, and not fake infrastructure that has caused massive inflation and has been no benefit whatsoever to our country. We're going to have the cleanest water in the world, which we had 4 years ago, and we're going to have the cleanest air in the world. I will settle the war in Ukraine, and I will end the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III. We will have peace through strength. There are 320,000 children this year. Can you imagine that? Or Americans. And it's not even, if you had a war, you wouldn't lose that many people. 325,000 people killed by drugs that pour in through our southern border. And by the way, 4 years ago, we had the strongest border in the history of our country. Now we have the worst border in the history of the world. And she was the one that ran it. She doesn't want to take credit. And we will get your energy bills cut in half within 12 months. We will carry out the largest deportation operation of criminals in American history.
Believe me, believe me, believe me, believe me.
She lied about McDonald's. She said she worked in McDonald's. She said she worked in McDonald's. Oh, she worked over the French fries. It was so hot. The heat, it was so hot. She'd burn her hand every once in a while on the grease. Oh, McDonald's. It was a lie. She never worked at McDonald's. Even after birth. It's called execution. This is the most divisive presidency in the history of our country. Lie. You're fired. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. I'm not going to name them. Because these young children are here, we don't want to name them.
9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan? You still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now.
We are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.